December, we received 113,000 visitors, 113 visitors. Of this number, 68,000 were overnight visitors. The direct spend was 463 million rand, with over 2,000 direct employment opportunities created. The contribution to the GDP was 1.145 billion rand. These figures demonstrate that Durban remains the premier holiday destination. Our hotel occupancy rate was at 72%, with the market demand concentrating in the northern areas and the beachfront. Though Durban is popularly known for its warm beaches, a large number of visitors during the long weekend flocked into the city to enjoy various attractions, including Durban's popular events hosted in different parts of the city. The events included Anywhere in the City, which was held at the People's Park, and Any Given Sunday at the Oceans Park. These signature events form part of the 15 popular events we were rolling out until January. This coming weekend, Durban will be hosting an exciting rugby match between old rivals, the Hollywood Bats Sharks and the Vodacom Bulls, at the Hollywood Bats Kings Park Rugby Stadium. So it is going to be another bumper weekend. Today, we'll be celebrating the premiere of the final installment in the BET movie trilogy, A Wesley South African Christmas. This production, which brings together top South African and American talent, will showcase Durban as a premier destination for filmmakers, artists, and tourists alike. All these activities are testament that Durban has unlimited tourism offerings and remains Africa's entertainment playground. As we are gearing up for Christmas and New Year's Eve celebrations, we are confident that visitors will continue to arrive in droves to enjoy various tourism products the city has to offer. We can confirm that we are on the right path to achieve 75% hotel occupancy rate and 1.3 million visitors, and direct spend of 2.5 billion rand, and a GDP contribution of 6.3 billion rand. Let me take this opportunity to commend our residents and visitors for their good behavior and cooperation with lifeguards when they visit our beaches. Since the beginning of December, only 2 cases or incidents of drowning have been reported at non-bathing beaches. We call upon beachgoers to continue to cooperate with lifeguards by swimming in designated areas and on stipulated times. We want to assure you that our lifeguards, pool attendants, and law enforcement authorities will continue to be hard at work to ensure that safety and well-being the safety and well-being of visitors during this period. From the 1st to the 17th of December, our beaches received thousands of bathers, and the reports we have received from our paying pools is that over 700,000 people visited our swimming pools. Close to 800 children who were separated from their guardians were reunited with families in a short period of time. In this regard, we want to commend our childminders who are doing a sterling work in looking after the separated children. However, we want to encourage parents to utilize arm bands so that separated children can be easily identified. Our law enforcement officers also continue to maintain high visibility on the road and on all our tourism sites. Several multidisciplinary law enforcement operations have been conducted, resulting in 112 arrests for drunken driving and over 7,000 charges ranging from unroadworthy vehicles and other traffic offenses. Coming to the beach status, we want to inform our residents and our visitors that out of 23 bathing beaches, 21 are open and safe for swimming. Recently, we had a challenge with a sewer pump, which resulted in the temporary closure of the Westbrook beach. We want to commend our staff for working diligently to replace the pump, which has resulted in the reopening of the beach. As a precautionary measure, each time we experience challenges with our sewer pumps, we close the beaches because we don't want to expose our people to danger. In addition, we test our beach water weekly, and we are conducting joint testing with the business sector and Umngeni Tugela Water, and our results have been comparable. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll recall that in November, the President announced measures to regulate the operations of spaza shops and food handling outlets following the outbreak of foodborne deaths. This announcement resulted in an intensive registration drive of spaza shops, which was set to end on Tuesday. However, we are pleased that following consultations with various stakeholders, government has extended this process until 28 February 2025. This will allow us to finalize the processing of all applications received and also to encourage small spaza shop operators to register. We want to emphasize that over and above ensuring that spaza shop owners operate within a regulated environment, if you are a registered operator, you become eligible to receive government support, including funding. We are pleased that to date we have received 3,250 applications and they are currently being processed. Relevant departments such as environmental health, town planning, home affairs, building inspectorate, as well as fire and emergency, are currently vetting the applications. This process will be followed by site inspections to check if the proposed trading area is suitable to be a food establishment. Our offices will continue to receive applications and will also be intensifying our efforts to ensure compliance with city bylaws and to support local spaza shops to thrive and adhere to regulations. In conclusion, we want to reiterate that Durban is open for business and we are ready to deliver a safe and memorable festive season for all our visitors. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honourable Mayor. We'll now open the floor to questions. Please just state your name, media house, and ask a question to the Honourable Mayor. Okay, I've noted first hand here in front, another hand there at the back, 2 more hands, okay. 4, all right.
No, just come forward. Who's first? I can't remember your numbers. I was offering. Okay, thanks. Jason Tath here from ENCA. Mr. Mayor, thanks so much for the update. I was listening to some of the figures, and I just wanted to get a sense of how your numbers, the projections, are comparing with last year during this period. I think you said it was a 75% occupancy rate, which I guess is good, but probably not great. What are some of the factors that you are finding to still be hindering getting those hotels up to a full occupancy rate, and obviously drawing in more people? Do you think that let's call it the bad publicity, so to speak, around the beaches and the issues around the water supply interruptions and all of that have played any role in turning people away? Thank you. Chris.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. My name is Dries Liebenberg. I'm with SABC Radio News. Following on Deson's question, festive period stats of visitors for Durban started plummeting in December 2016 from 1.14 million to 886 to 702 to 540 in 2019, and in 2023 702,000. What, in the light of the presidential work stream, what did the city do differently to make the city a draw card for visitors once more? A second question, if I may. Your comment on the protest by electricity contractors this afternoon in West Street, who say they haven't been paid since signing their contracts in July. Thank you.
Sakisi Ngumalo from News 24. My question was partially asked by Dasen in terms of the issue around the bad publicity involving the status of the city beaches and obviously the infrastructure issues. Just want to find out, as we're seeing that the city is continuing to experiencing heavy rainfall, how maybe are there any plans to ensure that those heavy rainfall does not necessarily affect the beach in terms of, as we know that whenever the heavy rainfall, the beaches tend to be closed due to issues of ecoline. So just want to find out in terms of that, any plans to address that when we are experiencing heavy rainfall?
Your Worship, it's Rahul from Metaverse Network Media. I just want to ask you, I just want to also thank you for your time here and your engagement today. One of the biggest things is crime, and the crime features as consistent complaints do arise. Your implementations today talk about the compliments during the festive season. But when the season ends, will the safety campaign benefit the locals in the area? Thank you very much. Once again, Rahul from Metaverse. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Silethiwe Ndlovu from Newsroom Africa. I would just like to find out, in terms of those numbers, you said 3,250 registrations have been logged. Are you able to distinguish within that number how many of them are foreign nationals and how many of them are South Africans? Thank you. Okay, thank you, colleagues.
Thank you very much for the questions. I think we're not under any illusion that the recovery is not going to be quick, it's not going to be fast, and taking into account that we are from a period where our infrastructure was heavily impacted upon by the floods of 2022, the recent floods, and which impacted on our infrastructure, as I said, and affected our water, beach water quality. So on that front, we have worked with the Umgeni Uthukela Water Board to deal particularly with those wastewater treatment works or plants, and 10 of them, which are responsible for 90% of the sewer in the city. And those wastewater plants are being fixed, and some of them have been fixed. And as you know, that they have been responsible for discharging untreated effluent into our rivers. So on that front, we can guarantee you that if there has to be any complaint, that complaint would not be as a result of our infrastructure and being responsible for spoiling our water quality. And so on that front, I think we, as a city, we are doing fairly well. And the bad publicity that we received was largely due to lack of maintenance of that infrastructure. And all we can simply say that is as a result of lack of or delayed maintenance of our infrastructure that resulted in our infrastructure and failing and therefore discharging into our rivers, and therefore from the rivers into the sea. So we thought that dealing with the 10 water waste treatment plants specifically, and would be able to contain the problem, that today we can guarantee that our beach water quality is good and is tested every second week. But close to this period that we are in now, we said we must do it more frequently. So we now test our beach water for quality almost every week. And I think we are excited about the results we are seeing. I just want to link that to the rain, expected heavy rains. Of course, I must say that I keep my fingers crossed each time when storm is reported, because you know that with heavy rains, washing all the dirty stuff from our rivers into the sea, and the resultant and problem that it leaves us with. So far, the weather has been behaving, and even with this light rain that we are receiving, I don't think it's going to cause any problem or it's going to give me any sleepless night. And it looks as though we're not going to have a serious problem of heavy rain between now and the end of the month. If it does happen, it will be right towards the end of the month. And I'm sure would have averted a lot of challenges that will then put our situation, our beach conditions in a worse status. So it's something we can't control. If it rains heavily, it's obvious that it's going to drive some stuff into our sea, and that might actually change the status of our water quality. But as it stands now, 21 of the 23 bathing beaches are open and safe for swimming. Coming to the issue of safety, I reported previously that as a city, we have not taken the issue of safety lightly. We want that when people are in the city feel safe and they are able to go about their daily life without any hindrance. And we have been calling upon the public that when they enjoy themselves, they must not impact negatively on other people who are also here in the city, and to enjoy themselves. In addition to the police, I reported that we have deployed well over 500 new boats on the ground, and the visibility is everywhere for everyone to see. And on that front, I'm assured that all tourism sites, including hotspot sites, are well covered by our policemen and women. And we've also received a boost from the provincial commissioner, who also has reinforced and his law enforcement agencies to ensure that we really guarantee the safety of our visitors in Durban. On that front, I have no fear that there might be anything untoward happening. And of course, safety is matter that is not only for our visitors or people on the tourism sites only, and even in the local areas where people reside, we have police visibility throughout the city to ensure that people feel safe even in their own houses. And of course, is a matter that will sustain even beyond this period of festive season. On the question of electricity contractors, yes, I have received information that some contractors have not been paid, and the law says we must pay our contractors within 30 days of invoicing. So it's a matter that will have to be looked at, and it's a matter that we are monitoring as the Executive Council and so Executive Committee of this Council, and that the city manager reports on how well we are performing on that target. Our target is to ensure that we pay our service providers within 30 days. And of course, there are instances where we are not able to pay within 30 days, and that is understandable. Is when, for example, people have not submitted all the necessary documents that that satisfy all the necessary documentation that satisfies the people who must then approve the payment. And on the spaza shop registration and the question of foreign nationals versus locals, it's still early for us to indicate how many foreign nationals are, because it's going to be a process. The process involves us having to touch base with Home Affairs to check if the people who submitted, who are claiming to be foreign nationals and have submitted the documentation, and that the documentation is legit, because we don't want any chance takers and to hijack the process and register using false documentation. Still early for us, because after these people that have sent in applications, they are yet to be processed. It's only after they've been processed that we can then come back and report to you that of the people who applied, so many have been successful. It is at that time that we can be able to give you the breakdown of the locals as well as the foreign nationals who have successfully applied. And but we are happy that the period has been extended to the 28th of February. Indeed, people have been coming to us asking for an extension, and they've been saying that it's quite an involved exercise, because in our case, and if you trade in an informal market, we give you a permit. If you are in a formal market, we give you a license. And on both occasions, and or either occasion, we've got to comply with the requirements. The requirements and are that you must give us a certain documentation that you may not be able to generate within a day or two. So with this extension, it allows every single person to be on board. I think we want to assure the spaza shop owners that if you fail to register your outlet, you fail to register your establishment, and you are found to be non-compliant, and your establishment will be shut down. We are not only going to be fined for operating outside the law, and it will be shut down because you will be violating the law of the land. So that's where we are now. As for the update, colleagues, I think I've covered all other questions. And thank you very much, Coco. Is there any question that I might not have covered? Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure if colleagues would like another round of questions, or if you're all covered. isiZulu. Okay.
Yeah? Okay. In Zulu, bakwethu, silapha ukuzonikeza ukuthi lokho abathi phecelezi update slow siqalile le festive season ngenhlanhla sima phakathi nayo, and siyasho ukuthi siyajabula ke njengetheku ukuthi asikude kakhulu ukuthi asikude kakhulu, and nokuthi simithe itarget yethu bekuyi 1.3 million visitors abeza lapha eThekwini. Singasho ke nje ukuthi kule weekend ebekade sinayo ehlanganisa uDecember 16 sibe nama visitors lapha eThekwini awu 113,000, and awu 68,000 awo, and kuba abantu abalalayo okusenza ukuthi kube nenzuzo nemali engenayo o 463 million rand. Kwavuleka ke namathuba emsebenzi angaphezulu kuka 2000, and lokho kufukuleke umnotho wethu kwi GDP, imali esifaka kwi GDP ngemali engaphezulu kwi-billion. Sebe reportile ke laba esebenza nabo emahotela ukuthi abantu ababhuke emahotela ethu bangaphezulu kuka 72%. Nizokhumbula ukuthi ke itarget yethu beku 75%, kodwa ke nginethemba lokuthi asikude kakhulu ukuthi sihlangabezane netarget yethu. Mnimbe imicimbi bekade sinayo lapha eThekwini nesaqhubeka sibe nayo yokuzama nje ukuthi iyenze ukuthi abantu balapha eThekwini bazibone bejabule, bethokozile, abantu abazophinda babuye futhi. Le micimbi ke ibikade semhlanga, and eminye ibikade la ngaphakathi edolobheni. Imicimbi emkhulu leyo abathi ama signature events esoqhubeka sibe nayo kuze kube uJanuary. Njoba sekule weekend lempela sonto ephezulu, so bekuhlangene inkunzi ngempela lapha eThekwini, and ama Sharks kanye nama Bulls bazobe belapha e-stadium sase Kings Park. So ke kanti ke namhlanje ebusuku kuzobe ukhona ke ne film ezobe ikhona lapha phezulu eDurban North. So konke lokho kusibeka ezingeni lokuba sibe abantu ababiza abantu ukuthi beze eThekwini bezongcebeleka, kodwa kwabakhona okuningi esibanikeza kona abangathokozela uma belapha ngaphakathi eThekwini. Ama lifeguards ethu laba bahlenga impilo basibikezele ukuthi abangakhona ke igemegeme ezinkulu, and esingasho zireport ngaphandle kwegemegeme ezu2 abantu abaminzile, kodwa nabo bebesebenzisa la betshelwe khona ukuthi bangabhukuthi khona. And ama swimming pools ethu abe nebantu abo 700,000 abadlule kuona, and nezingane ezo 800 ezithole ezidukelana nabazali, kodwa ke kusithokozile ngokusebenzisana nalabantu esibaqashile ukuthi bagade izingane, ukuthi zonke lezi zingane ezo 800 ebeyidukelene nabazali bayo zigcine behlanganisiwe nabazali babo. Kulabo ke abahwebayo kuma spaza shops sike sasho ke ukuthi kumele baphuthume ngoba kuyavalwa. Sibonga uhulumeni ukuthi uvulile wakunweba ukubhalisa kwama spaza shops. Sekuzovala manje ngomhla ka28 kuFebruary 2025. Inamba yama spaza shops yama application izicelo ezifakiwe zo 3250. Angisho njalo ukuthi mawufaka isicelo sokusho ukuthi usuthole ilicense noma ipermit. Zonke lezo zicelo zenu zisazobhekwa, zihlonzwe ukuthi laba abaphumelele mase beyaziswa ke ngendlela ekuyona yona abazobe baziswa ngayo. Abazobe sebenza ngaphandle kwemvume boba sebebhekana nengalo yezomthetho. Uma ungenayo ilicense emveni kokuba sunxenxiwe ukuthi ubhalise ispaza shop sakho, kumele wazi uzobhekana nokuthi ilicense yakho ivalwe, uzobhekana ukuthi unikezwe ifine inhlawulo, siphinde futhi nesitolo sakho sivalwe singaphinde futhi sivulwe. Ukuze ungalingeli igebeni njengalelo, phuthuma isikhathi sizovalwa ngomhla ka28 February. Siluliwe ukusilulela labo abekade becabanga ukuthi ababanganaso isikhathi sokuba bafake izicelo zabo. Siyabonga.
Thank you so much, colleagues. That now brings our media conference to an end, and we'll invite you next time when the Mayor gives a further update on the festive season. With that being said, lunch is now served. Thank you once again, Honorable Mayor. Okay. All right, okay.